Good morning, everyone. So let's start with a new topic. So yes, now we are having two images with us. So I would like you to recall and name this image. So name the image and identify whether it is unicellular or multicellular organisms. And I want you to write your answers in the chat box. Yes, the first image is of amoeba, very right. So this is of amoeba and the second image is paramecium. Yes, and these are unicellular organisms as we have earlier also studied about it. So now let's move further. Okay, so here this is the picture of a cell and I want you to name the different parts of the cells. So here in this image we can see that there are 4 or 5 different parts of the cell. So first one, this outer part is cell wall, okay, and inside it there is a cell membrane, and inside the cell membrane we can see the large portion is covered with the cytoplasm, and inside the cytoplasm we are having the main part of the cell which is also called as the director of the cell, and that is called the nucleus. So this is the nucleus, and nucleus is being surrounded by a membrane called nucleolus membrane. Okay, so now let's move further. Okay, so here I'm having 4 points about the parts of cell. So first part is the boundary of the cell is cell membrane covered by another thick covering called the cell wall. So the outer part is cell wall, and inside cell wall there is another membrane called the cell membrane. The second point is the central dense round body in the center is called the nucleus. So inside the cell there is cytoplasm, and inside cytoplasm there lies a central dense round body, and that is called the nucleus. The third point is the jelly-like substance between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called cytoplasm, as I have shown in this picture that the major portion is in the cell is covered by the cytoplasm, and inside cytoplasm it lies the nucleus. So I hope it's clear up till here. So now let's move further. Okay, so I am having a question for you. Which part of the cell gives its shape? So you need to write down your answers in the chat box. Yes, the cell wall gives the shape to the cell. So basically the part which is responsible for giving shape to the cells are cell wall. Good. So the next question is the basic component of a cell are dash, cytoplasm and dash. So you need to write this blank, fill in the blank and this blank in the chat box, and I'll look from there. The second question is the jelly-like substance between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called. We are having 4 options here. The option 1 cell wall, option B plasma membrane, option C is cytoplasm, and option D is none of the above. So you need to choose the right option from here and need to fill this blank. So yes, your answer is very right. Option C is the right answer, and that is cytoplasm. Now let's move further. Okay, so I am having two cells, the onion peel cell and the cheek cells. So here what you have to do is you have to identify the difference and list the differences among these two cells. You can also see from the descriptions I have labeled the parts, and from these parts you can identify the difference. Okay, so we can see here the onion cells and the cheek cells. Cell membrane is there, cell wall is here. Cytoplasm present in both, vacuole is also present, and nucleus. Okay, so we can see that cell wall is present in the onion peel cell, but the cell wall is not present in the cheek cells. Okay, so likewise you need to find out the differences, and you can write your differences in the chat box. Okay, so now let's move further. Okay, so here I am having some points. The onion peel cell is the plant cell, okay, whereas the cell wall is present, and another one cheek cell is animal cell. So cheek cells, it comes under the animal cell, whereas the onion peel cell that comes under the plant cell. okay, where cell wall is absent. So we have seen that in plant cells, cell wall is present, but in animal cells, cell was absent. So then the question arises is that why the plant are having plant cell wall, but animal cells does not have cell wall. So let's see. Yes, why plant cells need cell wall and not the animal cells? So I want you to write your answers in the chat box and I will look from there. So we can say that plants require cell wall because plants are that organisms which cannot move. So in order to protect themselves from the harsh condition, harsh temperature, from other like other organisms, they need or they require cell wall for the protection. But animals, they can move, they can protect this themselves. So that is why the cell wall is not required for the animal cells. And I hope it is clear for you. Now let's move further. Yes, so I have already given a broad description about the cells, the parts of the cells, and I want you to label each part of the cell. So now let's label the parts of cell. First one is cell wall. First one is, sorry, let me erase it. So this is cell wall. Again I went it wrong. Cell wall. The next is cell membrane. This is cell membrane. membrane. Okay. The third one is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Okay. And the last one, this one is nucleus. And nucleus is also known as the director of the cell. Yes. So here we have completed the labeling of parts of cell. Now let's move further. Okay, so our next topic is cytoplasm. So now we are going to read about the cytoplasm. So the first point is it is jelly-like substance. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. The various other components or cell organelles of cells are present in the cytoplasm. These are mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and ribosomes. And there are some other cell organelles as well, but we need to study about these three basically: mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and ribosomes. Now let's move further. Okay, here comes the next question. So what would happen if the cell had no cytoplasm? So think upon it. What will happen if the cell have no cytoplasm? So if cell does not have cytoplasm, so all the organelles, cell organelles which are present in the cells, they will not be in an organized manner. They will float. They will float inside the cell. Okay, the first point I have explained, and other points I want you to write in the chat box. Okay. So see, it's a very interesting questions, and I want a very good answer of this question. So kindly write your answers in the chat box. Now let's move on. Okay, so here is a question for you. What is present inside the cytoplasm? Options are nucleus, mitochondria, cell membrane, both A and B. Yes, the right answer is B, both A and B, nucleus and mitochondria. So the next question is, cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance between cell membrane and nucleus. Is it true or false? Yes, you are right, it is true. Okay, so now the recapitulation part. So let's recapitulate what we have studied today. So students, today we have learnt about parts of cell. Okay, we have drawn a well-labeled diagram of cell. We have also labeled the parts of cells, explained different parts of cells with a diagram, distinguish between onion peel cell and human cheek cells with diagram. Also, we have defined, now I want you to define the term cytoplasm. You can write your answers in the chat box. And the second question is, which part of the cell contains organelles? So name that part. So that part is cytoplasm. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay, so here comes the homework part. So students, I have prepared two questions for you for today's homework. So first question is, compare and contrast between onion peel cell and human cheek cell with the help of diagram. Yes, you have to draw the well-labeled diagram. Now, the second question is, draw a cell and label the following parts, and you need to label these four parts: the cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.